So we're going to keep an eye on the chat. We're going to keep an eye on both of these runners, and we're going to wait to see what the chat says.
Yeah, I think titanium's got an issue. One of the holes on the back of the part, the smaller hole. So he's almost there.
It looks like Alessiino coming in with an answer. 4.25 grams. That is not correct and not within tolerance. 4.25 grams. That is not correct. So that's one of his answers. So now Alessiino needs to go through the model, needs to look at the model, needs to look at the drawing. That could potentially open the door for titanium to pull ahead and fix up that issue. If you got it, if you ever want to join the channel. Let's go. Let's see what happens next in this matchup. We've already learned a lot about these runners. So if anybody has any questions or anything for me, feel free to post those questions. But Neil, what do you think was the single biggest difference that allowed titanium to pull ahead in that last match?
I think probably just warming up. Just getting rid of the early nerves, getting rid of the anxiety of being put under pressure, and then just shaking it off, and then just getting your crap together. You know what I mean? And just letting yourself getting flow state.
Getting into the flow state, yeah.
Just getting into the flow state. I mean, everyone who's participating in this tournament is very clearly capable of modeling these parts very efficiently. It's simply just the pressure of being put on the spot, knowing people are watching you, knowing that me and you are both commentating on what they're doing, and it's just getting past that, blocking out, and just getting on with it as best as possible.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's get into it here. This third and possibly the final battle between these titans. Titanium from Colombia running Autodesk Inventor. Alessiino from Canada running SolidWorks. Our number 5 versus our number 12 seed. Who's going to advance to the Elite 8? We're going to find out in this 3D CAD battle, which begins in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XXX grams? The tolerance is plus or minus 1 gram. We've had a tier 5, we've had a tier 3. Now we have a tier 4 part, Neil. Pretty cool plastic part here. Some ribs running down the back to support it. Some different geometry on the top and on the bottom. Good luck to everybody with this hinge bracket. Our runners grabbed a screen capture and they're jumping into CAD. Let's take a look at this CAD versus CAD action. Titanium on the left running Inventor. Alessiino on the right running SolidWorks. First thing we always have to decide is, what is our starting plane? What is our starting profile gonna look like? Where's the origin gonna be? Let's see what these guys come up with.
This one's naughty. This one is naughty. If you break it down, it's doable. It is simple extrusions and holes, but it's a case of like where do you start? What tricky features are going to be there? Can you reuse anything, or is it just a case of just bulldozing your way through this one?
And of course, the whole time you're doing it, your opponent is also modeling it. And are they, 1 or 2 features ahead of you? And what does that mean for your decision tree?
Yeah, I think they're both taking a very similar approach. I think they're going to model that middle bit and then possibly work out from the middle. It's really difficult, mate, to talk about it without saying, this is what I would do.
Yes. Yeah,
well, that's a good idea. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, it's good that we're able to kind of bite our tongue a little bit. I'll be honest, I think that when you're in the competition, and I've talked to many of the runners, they don't even hear what we're saying. They're just zoned in that they just keep plowing through. So sometimes I think that we get in their head a little bit and we say like, oh, that's interesting, he's doing that. And then you see the runner like back out or like start over. And so I certainly don't want to do that. But I think for the most part, we're okay.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Let's see what ends up happening with this model. This is a cool model. This is one of these cool plastic models. You can't really see it in this view on the overlay, but on the underside, the part that's chamfered, there's some kind of interesting geometry going on the inside of that pocket. And it reminds me of one of these parts where the customer gives it to you and then they say, oh, could you just fill in that section? Could you just do this? Could you just do that? And they ask it as though it's so easy. And then when you actually get into the CAD system, you're like, wow, this is actually harder than it seems like it should be.
Yeah, there's always a catch.
Yeah.
If it was simple, it wouldn't be a thing. But yeah, Iron Man comes into the chat saying this is dead easy. Well, mate, if it's easy, get yourself entered into the next competition.
Yeah, and we're gonna see Iron Man. I think we're gonna see Iron Man in an upcoming tournament for sure. LCR Brick Tech, let's do it. Jern says, love this part. Thank you, Jern. This is your kind of part for sure. A lot of times Jern will build this stuff in, he's a runner I was telling you, they build 123D, the code-based CAD, and then he'll drop the full code in Discord for us. So we can all see just like the raw code of how he built it right in the Discord chat. So
what's the end product with that? Like, does it
outputs 3D models. It's
in what format?
It's really cool to watch. I guess it's in a proprietary format, and then of course you could export it to whatever you need. Maybe Jern could answer that question as far as what the export options are, but
so do you see like faces in like
step format? Yeah, as you're coding, there's a little like window that shows you what's being built.
That's mental. So I wonder if do you just like, is it all in coordinate format? So you'd say rectangle from 0, 0 to 10, 10 or something like that kind of thing.
Got it. Yeah, it's very cool. Similar to Mango Jelly says it's similar to OpenSCAD, so that might be another one if you wanted to look up what's going on. All right,
I'm looking at that. I'm really intrigued. It sounds infuriatingly painful to use, but clearly people are using it, so it must have benefits. So I'll take a look at it.
It's a BREF CAD system based on OCCT, which is the same kernel as FreeCAD. So not that similar to OpenSCAD. Okay. All right, let's get back to the action. Look at this once again. We've got both of our runners. We took a second there. We talked about our own thing for a moment. And while we were doing that, both of our runners came up with what I'll consider the basic shape of this model. This is where things are going to start to get interesting. The basic shape, not too difficult, right? Just an extrusion, chamfer one side, fillet the other side, punch a hole through it. Now is when things are going to get interesting. And so now what we're going to see is that this is a plastic part. And so when you design plastic parts, a lot of times you have a uniform wall thickness throughout the part. The overall wall thickness of that bracket is 26 millimeters, but those side walls and that rib running down the middle are 10 millimeters. So what tool are our runners going to use to come up with that 10 millimeter inside? I know there's a very obvious tool that we use in plastics design, but that's not necessarily what you have to use. They might come up with a different solution. So this is where I think this challenge is really going to get interesting.
Yeah, Inventor's got its own plastic part module, but this isn't something I think you would approach with that tool. This is very easily doable with just basic features, but yeah, Inventor's plastic part modules, it needs a bit of love, but it was put in about 10 years ago. It's quite capable, but I'm not sure how much hardcore plastic part design is actually done in Inventor with those. It seems a bit of an afterthought. And
what types of tools are in that plastics parts design thing, like a thickness analysis?
Yeah, you've got thickness analysis, you've got boss creation, you've got snap fit clips.
Oh, nice.
You've got... there's a special fillet feature in there, which I've never really figured out what is different about it to the regular fillet feature. But yeah, you've got like special like boss creations and holes for plastic parts and stuff. So it's not massively feature packed, but there's some cool stuff in there.
It'd be cool if one day you and me got together on a live stream and did like a feature to feature comparison where it's like, hey, did you know you could do this in SolidWorks? And then you're like, oh yeah, you can do that in Inventor too. And like I show how to do it in SolidWorks, you show it in Inventor, and like we keep going back and forth. That'd be a fun format.
I'd be up for that, mate. That'd be cool.
All right, lock it in.
Locked in.
So interesting, both of our runners are approaching this in such a different way from how I would have approached it. And they're both coming up with geometry. You can see that on the right, Alessiino is addressing that area that I was foreshadowing earlier, where on that chamfered end of the part, there's that weird plastic geometry where the customer says, can you just do this? Can you just add this in? And so we'll see what ends up coming of this. Thomas S. in the chat saying, got it. Remember, he's the user who was asking, can we play along with from home? So very nicely done, Thomas S.
Yeah, I've noticed both these contestants as well, they do prefer to work with a sketch, so looking perpendicular down, which it's hard to see what's going on behind, so it's hard to tell how far into the model's progress that they are. Me personally, I prefer to work with the model in sort of ISO mode, like Titanium's got it there now, but
yeah,
I can see the benefits to looking at it straight down.
And interesting, Alessiino, it looked like he did a cut extrude there, but like nothing happened. I'm not sure what happened to that sketch. He's got a cut extrude in the tree, but not sure exactly what happened there. That was interesting. And we see that on the left, Titanium kind of cutting away that inside section to come up with the geometry for those ribs. Definitely an interesting approach to generate that geometry, but it looks like it's going to work for him. Looks like he's getting ready to mirror that across. So Aaron C in the chat saying Ace is going to win the whole tournament, I think. Otse is going to win the whole tournament, I think. Wow, what a prediction.
So do we know the time zones at the moment for these two guys? Are they at dramatically different times of the day?
I couldn't say offhand. I mean, Alessiino's in Canada. Titanium is in
Colombia.
Colombia, so yeah, I couldn't say. Guess it would depend on where. I mean, yeah.
No, it's the middle of the day for you guys. Yeah. Roughly the same time in the day for both these guys.
All right, and we see that Alessiino now is coming through and cleaning up the fillet-related geometry there on the part. I like it. This thing's really starting to come together for him. We see that Titanium on the left is just finishing up that upper section with that circular boss. I'm not sure what's going on in his lower section. If it's done or if it's not done is going to really help us understand how close they are. Okay, looks like we can see that bottom section now, and it looks like Alessiino does appear to be pulling ahead, but we don't know for sure until the answers start coming in. So we're going to keep an eye on the chat. We're going to keep an eye on both of these runners, and we're going to wait to see what the chat says.
Yeah, I think Titanium's got an issue with one of the holes on the back of the part, the smaller hole. So he's almost there.
It looks like Alessiino coming in with an answer. 4.25 grams. That is not correct and not within tolerance. 4.25 grams. That is not correct. So that's one of his answers. So now Alessiino needs to go through the model, needs to look at the model, needs to look at the drawing. That could potentially open the door for Titanium to pull ahead to fix up that issue that he was running into, but that is not correct. So Alessiino has one more chance to answer incorrectly. He could still lock down this point if he can just figure out what's going on. This creates a very interesting dynamic, Neil, because even if Alessiino does find something that's incorrect, how does he know if that's the only thing that's incorrect? You know,
well, this is the part where you could potentially just have a meltdown because you could be 100% confident that you've got everything right, and then you go, "That is not correct."
Yes.
Like, oh no, I don't even know where to look.
Yeah,
I would just have a meltdown.
Yep, and so you have to go through and you have to look back at that print, and you have to look back at the model, and we see that on the left, Titanium looks like he might be getting ready to give this thing a shot. Each runner can get incorrect one time. Titanium coming in with an answer: 4.04 grams. And that is correct. And that is going to lock up the 2 points for Titanium. 404 grams was correct. And what a battle there. Neck and neck the whole time. Wow, 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 wow. My goodness, that was absolutely awesome. So fun to watch that. Neil, that was really, really interesting. I got to say one thing. On that part, I'm surprised neither of our runners opted to use a shell. A shell would have been, I would have thought, a pretty obvious. Let us know in the chat if you used a shell on that one. But it just goes to show that, you know, there's more than one way to get to victory in this tournament. And super, super impressive from both of our runners. Wow, wow, wow.
In a speed modeling scenario, I don't think I would have personally went for a shell. I think I would have spent too much time trying to figure out which faces I would have needed to exclude and how to get it perfect.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I would have just went for the sketch.
Out for it, huh? Wow, well, guys, that was really an awesome match. Just getting some stuff set up here for the next match, but let's put a GG in the chat for the winner. And, of course, let's put a GG in the chat for both of our runners. Both of our runners did so awesome in that matchup. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Titanium, congratulations on locking down that win and moving on. Very well played. And Alessiino, also very well played. Congratulations, taking it to 3 matches. Just goes to show how close these guys are matched up.